Hey, this is Gary Collins, creator of the Primal Power Method, and I've been getting asked some questions about updates on my off the grid project. I know it's been a while. I've been back in Southern California now for about 4 months, 5 months, and I'm getting prepared to go back up to Washington and continue on everything. The things have changed, as I have said in some of my writings and blog posts and on some of my videos, if you're going to go and try and do this lifestyle, you've got to be adaptive. It's unique. Things change. It takes a while. So life events happen. And for me, I've actually got caught up in a couple more projects that have taken more of my time, and they happen to be in Southern California. But I'm trying to balance them out and be able to still to spend, more time up there. Had to get another contractor, and anyone who's built a house or done construction knows that's an iffy. I mean, a good contractor can turn into a bad one rather quickly. Mine wasn't bad. It just he wasn't fitting into what I needed to do in the next phases of the project. So we're working on the actual drawing plans of the house. It's coming along great. I should have the final plans here very shortly, and we'll be, submitting them to the county to get approved for our building permits. So yeah, I mean, and a lot of people think that, you go off the grid, you don't need to do any of that, and it's a really bad idea to do non-permitted structures, and because then you're just shooting yourself in the foot if you ever have to sell it, which I've talked about as well in some interviews and everything. But it's going well. Another problem is it's as usual. It's going to cost more money than I originally intended. Not sure how much. I have to wait to get the numbers back on, once we get the plans in and kind of start breaking out a quote and figure out how much materials. And I changed the actual square footage of the house. I made it a little bigger. And when I did that, it changed all my off the shelf materials that were fairly affordable. Well, now they're all special order items. So now my beams are special order. Then that increases the price. Then we got to get them up there. Now we're changing how we're pouring the foundation. I was going to just do it in a different way to where we didn't have to get a cement truck up there because it's very steep. Now we're going to probably get a cement truck. So now we got to rent a dozer to tow it up there. All these other expenses, and it starts to add up rather quickly. And it's real easy to throw on $10,000, $15,000 without even blinking. So I'm trying to keep the budget low. I will not be in my original parameter. I wanted to be in the 100 to 125,000 range for everything. Now that's well, that's solar, building the all the structures, the power shed, the house, land, everything. So I was ambitious. I thought I could do it, but now I'm realizing because the house is now custom that it's not going to fall within that range. But the good thing is the house is going to be very unique. It's going to be custom. It's not going to be some godly thing, though. It's going to be still under 1,000 square foot. It's right around 800 square foot right now, 2-story. And I think you guys will like it. I'll try and make sure to put the plans up and show everyone what the plans are and how I'm going about it, and with the views. And that was very important. And that's another thing. By taking advantage of the views, that made the house more expensive. Just by the way, I had to make it 2-story and with the special roof, and so all that. But I just want to give you guys an update. Didn't want you to think that I just disappeared and went away. The project is still a full go, and it will be done. It may take a little longer. I was hopefully going to try and get the house built this summer, but with money, with the price rising, and as I've explained before, with an off the grid project, you cannot finance it. I mean, I've heard of financing. I wasn't able to find it. No one would touch it. So with that, I have to pay for everything with cash, and you know, it's. I wish I had chunks of $50,000, $100,000 at a time to throw at something, but I don't. I'm like every other American out there. I do the best I can. I don't come from rich means. It's a bunch of, I grew up poor, and that's where I came from. But I'm doing the best I can, and I'll keep you guys informed and let you know costs. I don't know if I got a chance to talk about the costs before I left, but the well ended up being about 500 feet drilling down, and it cost with the pump, everything installed, ready to go, about $25,000. So you can see that I budgeted 15,000. there you go. Then I got the septic approved. Thank God, saved a lot of money there. My original price was going to be around 15,000, was everyone was telling me, because I had to use a pressure system because of the way the landscape was. There was a lot of rock. Wasn't going to be able to dig deep enough. Well, luckily found a guy who has been doing this a long time, so it's going to save me about $8,000. So I'll have total in well and septic probably around between $33,000. Just give you an idea, so people who are out there thinking of doing this, now you know. I mean, I want to keep that, and this is to be completely transparent, so you guys know, who anyone's thinking about doing this, what the cost could be. Now, obviously, it's going to be different for everyone, especially depending on the land, depending on what you want to do. So, but to give you an idea, the well, honestly, it's very rare that you go down deep as I did. But there are wells that are a lot deeper too that will cost you more. But I would say, to be safe, 25,000 should be your max. I mean, I couldn't imagine in most places it being more than that, unless you also drill and don't hit anything. That's very possible too, and then you got to pay to have another well drilled. It doesn't happen as much as it used to, but there have been dry drilling where they just never found any water. It's rare with the technology and the way they do all the evaluation of the other wells in the area. They're pretty good. I mean, there's a good chance you're going to get water if you have a really experienced well company, and that's another thing. I went out and found the well company that cost more, but they had been doing it the longest. They were the best at it, and that's what I went with, and it worked out. I'm the only guy up there with water. I mean, no one else has got water where I'm at, so that's a big, big bonus. But I'll keep you guys informed, and I'll try and do some regular videos as I get more information. And make sure, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at contact@primalpowermethod.com, or you can hit me up on the YouTube channel where all of these videos are.